Cowboy fans and YouTubers? It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and they're a little therapeutic, especially after that game we had yesterday. Woo! You know, I said I was going to stay positive, and I'm going to stay positive. But there's a lot of takeaways from this game that's making me change my idea about one thing. And y'all know what that one thing is. And that's Earl Thomas. I don't know if his attitude is still what I want on this team. But when it comes down to just safety play, there's no way that Darian Thompson outbeat Clinton Dix. Unless there was something going on in training camp where, you know, we look great against our own guys, there's no way you're telling me that this guy is better than Clinton Dix. So let me get that off the bat. I said in my previous videos during training camp and before week 1 that if I saw the safety play drop tremendously, just fall off a cliff like they did, then I would start considering any kind of new safety. And that's what they did. And that's why I'm starting to consider safety play now. I was willing to give these young bucks a chance, but when you literally just let guys run right by you, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for that. As any safety knows, you do not let anybody run past you. That is your job, to let nobody get past you. You are the last line of defense. And yet, constantly, throughout that game, that's all you saw was guys running right past our safeties. That's not cool. When Trayvon Diggs has to cover somebody all the way downfield, where were you at? You're a safety. Why aren't you in on the play? You know? Excuse me. I don't know what the design play was, but when you got Trayvon, who got beat by Tyler Lockett, streaking downfield, and you don't see a safety in sight, and, you know, in some replays, it looks like the safeties just gave up on the play and Trayvon was the only one there. Yeah, it's time for a change. You know, so I'm on that train now. Let's see it. Let's do it. I don't know if his attitude is going to be conducive for us, but almost any play is better than watching my safety just stand there as a guy blows right by him. I can't stand that. That's not cool. But second issue I had was the referees. Now, constantly, Cowboy fans have to sit here week after week and see, you know, refs being the difference maker in our games. Now, a lot of it was self-inflicted. A lot of those were legit calls. But some of those calls you can't have, especially if they basically go one way. Give me a second here. All right, as I was saying, I have my son out here. The referees. Now, yes, we did make a lot of our own self-inflicted mistakes, but you can't tell me all those flags were legit against us. I mean, you saw it. If you watched the game and you saw Jalen Smith with the illegal contact, pushing Greg Olsen out of field of play before he came back in for the illegal contact of the pass. Okay, y'all saying that his little push, when Greg Olsen still had some steps to make before he stepped out of bounds, was a legal hit, illegal play. Okay, then later on when their defender pushed Michael Gallup out of the field of play in the end zone, I didn't see a flag. I'm just wondering, where's the call? How did you call it one way, but then you don't call it illegal contact pushing Gallup out of the way on the other play? You know, y'all keep saying, well, this guy's the intended receiver or the ball's uncatchable, or, you know, the referees are always making up an excuse to make these calls count. Because it was illegal contact and illegal touching, and they were supposed to offset. Then they conferred again and said, no, it was all against the Cowboys. Now, I can't stand that. You literally had a call that went and nullified itself But then y'all went back, conferred, and said, nah, we ain't see the other one. When it was blatantly right in front of you and you don't call it. So, and the reason that he was out of bounds was because of Jalen Smith shoving him out of bounds, which was preposterous. It's completely untrue. He did push him. I'll give him that. But he didn't give him enough force to push him out of bounds. That's bull. We've seen it on kicking plays. We've seen it on other pass plays. And then y'all have illegal contact come back in. Y'all never seem to say, oh, well, he was pushed out of bounds, on any other of these plays, because that would mean almost every kick, every punt, you would be throwing a flag, right? But you didn't see that. I'm just saying, the referees were biased. They definitely were making some ticky-tack calls, some defensive pass interference or defensive holding, like on Jordan Lewis, was just, come on. You can not say that he was doing any of that. I think it was Jalen Smith again where Russell Wilson scrambled out of the pocket, and he's now established as a runner. And they're saying that Jalen Smith was holding. How are you holding somebody when the guy you're going against is literally blocking you downfield on a run play? That's now a run play. You can't be blocked downfield and then be called for holding. That's bull. I mean, I don't know how these referees keep making up these calls, It just kills me every time they do it, because every week it seems like they come up with something new to get us. I know a lot of these things are our own fault, but you can't tell me every single one of these flags was a true flag. Come on. Get out of here with that one. The field of play, it happened against the Cowboys. It happened against the Seahawks. I don't know what's going on with that field, but you saw guys slipping multiple times all over that field. I don't know what's going on out there, but maybe they need to take a look at that because the Zeke Elliott safety, he slipped in the end zone. He couldn't get any momentum going forward because he slipped. And, once that happened, even though he wasn't touched and the ball was outside of the goal line, they still called a safety. The ball was not down with him inside the end zone. I don't know. I guess they're saying, well, now he's literally on the ground. We're just going to call the play dead, even though he wasn't contacted. I don't know, because we've seen it plenty of times where offensive players fall into the end zone, but they still stretch the ball across the goal line and y'all don't call safety. So, I don't know. These refs just, doing what they want to do, making up calls where they see fit and just going with it. But, again, we can't say nothing about the referees because players and the coaching staff will get fined for bringing up anything about the officials. They're not held accountable, and they can do whatever they want. And the NFL will always excuse it as human error. So, we can't even say nothing about that. But let's get to the good stuff. I know it's been some time into this video, but here's where you really want to jump in. If you started this video, jump about 8.5 minutes in. If you're still here and you watched this whole video, great, cool. I love you for that. All right. But the second half, you saw the offensive line improve drastically, and you saw Dak taking shots downfield. Now, y'all say, why didn't he do that earlier in the game? Well, obviously because he had no shot. He had no time. That offensive line is patchwork at best, and these guys were letting pressure get in constantly. So Dak didn't have the time to look downfield and really get the balls off like the second half. If he had that kind of offensive line in the first half, who knows where that game would be. But they did move some players around. They had Brandon Knight left tackle, Connor Williams at left guard, which he didn't do any better this year looking at him than he's been doing all these other years. They moved Tyler Biadasz into play center. He was there earlier when Joe Looney was taken off the field for a couple of plays, and they put him back out there at center. Joe Looney was then kicked out to right guard, and Zach Martin was kicked out to right tackle. Now, I don't know if that'll be the line going forward as long as Tyron Smith and Lael Collins are still out. But it looked like it solidified the line a whole lot better having that experience than having, the Terrence Steele out there botching plays and Connor Williams on the other side botching plays. So now at least you know one side of your offensive line is stabilized, at least. And it worked. You saw how the difference it made. They started chucking the ball downfield, and Dak had more confidence. So we'll have to monitor through the week to see if that's going to be the combination going forward, or if they're going to decide to put Steele back in there. God, I hope not. But the end lines, Dak threw 57 attempts on 37 completions. He should never have to throw that many times, but they started the game out with 6 pass plays, and the running game was stifled every chance they got. He had a lot of incompletions because of the bad play calling, which they kept trying to get screens in for Zeke, and he kept dropping the balls, basically. But I can't fault him for dropping the balls because he had no room to run after the catch, even if he tried. He'd have just got walloped if he had caught the ball. So, he just dropped it. But he did throw for 472 yards, so that's 2 weeks straight of 450 plus. Another 3 touchdown game, but those 2 picks sank us. And he was sacked twice with that 1 fumble lost. And, it's okay stat lines. He's putting this team on his back and trying to make us a winner. But when the team around him is not helping him, especially defense, and special teams is not going to be, he just can't pull them out of the gutter every time. Sorry. Zeke only ran the ball 14 times for 34 yards and a touchdown. And on that touchdown, he had Antoine Woods in at fullback. So, you got this 350-something plus pound dude squashing the line. That's pretty much an easy layup touchdown. I wish they played more quarterback sneaks because Dak can run the ball too. They had some quarterback draws and some plays that broke down where he just had to take it himself, but not as much as our defense when the plays broke down and Russell Wilson was just scampering on down the field. Our top wideouts were Michael Gallup, 6 catches, 138 yards and a touchdown. He played his butt off, but the surprise was Cedric Wilson with 5 catches, 107 yards, and 2 TDs. That dude came out of nowhere to make plays. And a lot of times he was in with Noah Brown because they took Coop and Gallup off the field for some reason. To give them time to get rest or something. I don't know. They just took them off the field and had these guys in, and they made plays. So that rapport that Dak had with them in training camp actually translated to the field this time. Coop had 9 catches for 86 yards. So he's still getting his catches, but he wasn't really a difference maker this week. Our top defenders, Aldon Smith, he is on a path. Y'all need to go ahead and extend him now. He had a 3-sack game with 4 QB hurries, 2 tackles for losses, and 1 pass deflected. That dude is the comeback player of the year. I don't care what you say about Kirk Cousins, who hasn't seen, not Kirk Cousins, what's that boy on Washington football team? Jesus. I am so sorry for getting his name. Smith. Jesus. His first name escapes me right now. But, yeah. Aldon Smith should be the comeback player of the year. Stephon Diggs. That boy got makeup speed like no other. He got burned quite a few plays, but that 1 forced fumble he had at the goal line really saved the day because they could have put us out in a way right then and there, really. And Greg Zuerlein, Greg Leg, 1 week we praise you, the next week you're a villain. You made 2 field goals, but you doinked a extra point, and the second one was blocked. You can't do nothing about the blocked one, but you can do something about the one you doinked. And special teams, need I say anything about how atrocious that is? Tony Pollard needs to be taken off of special teams. He should not be our kick returner anymore or punt returner. He's made multiple bad decisions when taking the ball out of the end zone to get basically the same yardage he'd have got if he just taken the knee. I don't know why they keep him back there making those bad decisions. Maybe they don't want anybody else doing it. But his muff at the one and recovery basically led to the phantom safety. I call it phantom safety because that ball was out beyond the goal line when they called it. But, that's neither here nor there. They called it what they called it and got their 2 points. But the special teams was atrocious. I mean, the kicks, the muffed kick return, the field position was bad. The fact that when he missed those kicks, you gave him great field position. And, I mean, defense and special teams sank us yesterday. There's nothing more you can say about that. Mike McCarthy said that John Fossil is actually the one teaching the fundamentals of ball handling and holding on to the ball, and people have lost confidence in him already. 3 weeks in, everybody hates our whole coaching staff. People are saying fire Kellen Moore already, get rid of Mike McCarthy, get rid of everybody all over again. I saw people wanting to get rid of Tony Pollard again. Y'all say that 1 week, and then the next week he makes a great play, and y'all love him again. I don't know what you fans want. Every week, y'all want to get rid of the whole team. So, it is what it is. All you can do is ride with them. I mean, technically, we are still tied for first in the division. It's a very weak division. So, it's winnable. More than likely, we'll be a wild card team if we do get through this season healthy or healthier. I'm hoping that the health issues will be dealt with here soon with some guys coming back in the next couple weeks. But wait and see. But I've taken up too much of y'all time. That's how I felt about the game. The referees suck. They keep making up stuff to get us down for some reason. We make a great play and then a flag comes flying out of nowhere. The defense was atrocious. Your safety should not be getting beat that handedly every single time. You should not be having these guys wide open in the end zones. Where's your safeties? I'm on the safety train now. Not saying Earl Thomas all the way, but somebody. Our special teams is atrocious. It's like y'all completely regressed after 2 weeks. Your third week, you just completely forgot how to play ball. I don't know. But it's got to be cleaned up. The offense played its butt off. They're running it through Dak. They're putting it on his shoulder as people kept trying to tell them to do. And it works if they can clean up their mistakes. But other than that, that's all I got for you. Thank you again for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. You can also reach me at Twitter at VA Cowboys or on Facebook at VA Cowboys Fan. I'm there. I do respond. I try to get to as much as I can. And I hope you have a great Monday. Hopefully, after today, we won't have to worry about this loss and we can go into Cleveland. All right. Y'all take care. The Dallas Cowboy fan.